It's actually crazy how many bags of chips I'm eating. So I'm not hungry
Listen,
anymore.
when you were talking to Shaban outside, you guys were both looking at your fucking MDTs. I was just wafting down 10 bags of chips in front of you.
Yeah, I'm telling you, my whole diet nowadays is just potato chips.
That's all I eat.
Yeah, hell, okay. Yeah, I mean, look, it's the issue is like I feel like there's a degree of common sense here on like how I'm gonna act in right, like like how I mean, yeah, it's. I'm trying to think of a way how to put this because it's like, and this is how it should be, right? Obviously, police officers have a hell of a lot more shit that they have to think about, but there's a reason why they're police officers is because they've been trained to do these things, right? They figured it all out and processes and whatnot. However, there's also like there's got to be like a degree of like good faith action that's taken where it's like
Well,
okay. And now here's the thing, I also at the same time I don't blame nobody for doing things that may seem like, okay, well, that seems ridiculous that somebody would do that, because I mean that's just ain't nobody telling them otherwise, whereas we have all these processes and whatnot, which is why I believe in the common sense. Hey, you know, you're gonna find out real quick, you know.
yeah.
Hell, I take it a step further. I don't even let them get a chance to find out. I let them know. Okay, that's how I operate. So shit, you know, that's the way I see it. But hey, I ain't writing the damn SOPs. But
here's the reality, and this is what I truly believe. If I'm in a situation where, like, let's say shots fired, cop injured, and we have every officer there securing a scene, and they are showing up on scene, I feel like there's I feel like severity wise we're talking about, you know, maybe a quicker escalation, but like Turner said, articulation. It's definitely going to rely on how we articulate ourselves in general.
Yeah.
So I'm not even going to try and create a fake example for that. I'm going to tell you now, circumstantial situations are going to change the way that we operate, which I would argue is a good thing. But I do think it's a little silly. People are just going to run up on scene on us and get in a car and take off.
So here's, I want to show you an example of something I'm thinking about here. Just so I don't accidentally shoot this shit. Okay.
I fully trust you, I promise.
Right. So
I don't trust him at all.
You come here, right? I'm standing here. Right?
Okay.
You're running towards me. Or run like at a like, instead of running like 0-degree angle, go at like a 10-degree angle. So like go, you know, right there in that area.
Okay.
Right? So you're running towards me. Hey, stop! I'm gonna shoot you. Right?
Now
watch this. Okay, now run towards me.
I don't know if I want to.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? You see my point?
Well,
you see how much more powerful this is than a gun?
So
here's the thing. Way the hell more powerful.
Here's the You look ridiculous with that in your hand, by the way.
Actually, I do. You know, I never really looked at
you look so ridiculous.
Like this is a.
You ever see the video of Shaq like holding normal things like a soda can?
No, I don't think so.
It's like he holds like a soda can and it looks tiny in his hand. It's not proportional to you.
Yeah, this looks like a damn steak knife.
You look like you're on your way to fucking Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just gonna walk around like this, and if anybody complains, I'm like, shit. I'm on my way to eat. I'm eating dinner.
That's fucked up. I mean, listen. Just for sake, put the knife away real quick. And just be
lawful order.
Well, not yet. If I say do not approach, leave the area, and I have a gun in hand, and
Okay.
go ahead and pull the knife out. Bang. No, not like that. What are you gonna do? Throw the knife at me?
Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm standing over here.
Well, here's the reality. I'm gonna give you my truth. If I'm dealing with a shots fired scene and someone's on the scene and I have a gun in hand, a lethal in hand because of the severity of the situation,
Right.
if you even go to fucking reach, yeah, I'm not gonna.
That is exactly what I think. Because I'm gonna wait for that son of a bitch to pull out his gun and shoot me? No. If he's reaching for something, and there's reported shots fired, I don't know who's got the gun. Somebody's running towards me. Right.
What do I look like right now?
Right. And I'm pulling out the gun right here. Oh, it's out. Oh my lord! You can't even tell that I'm pulling out the gun. Look at this. I got the gun. I got the gun holstered. Now watch me.
I mean, I could see it. I mean, granted, we have a holster and we're ready to quick fire, being patrol officers and on duty. Most people aren't gonna have holsters. They're gonna be a little bit slower to probably reach for their waistband. But it's gonna be a little bit more obvious if someone's reaching for something. So in a situation like that, if someone's running up to you and they are actually like, there's nothing in their hand, you know, I would argue that a tackle would actually make more sense. Granted, I think the severity of the situation, I think there should be a threshold for the taser, but this is just the way we're operating right now, and hopefully that's subject to change. But you know, hopefully that's something that will show a pattern of needing change. Nothing is concrete, but I don't know.
Who the hell is it Sunday? What are we, is it gospel music? You hear that? Am I crazy?
Okay, Cornwood, I don't know how to like how do I say this? Last time you and I were on the roof, you looked at me and said, "Holy shit, do you hear that music?" And then you ran to the same corner. We are back on this roof, and you have run now to the same corner asking me if I'm hearing music.
Yeah, something's wrong.
Are you good?
I don't know. Anyway, I'm telling you, knives are way more dangerous than guns are in this city.
Oh, I mean, hey, listen. Any weapon, whether it's a knife, a pipe wrench. I don't know.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. Okay?
Make sure you're shouting.
Pull out your taser. Okay, we're gonna do a this is going to be a field test. Okay.
Okay. Are you gonna hold the knife in your hand as if you're ready to stab me?
Yeah. Look, I'm not gonna.
Okay.
Like, I'm not gonna stab you. Okay. But let's say I'm running in. Okay. I mean, are you gonna? I mean, you see what I'm saying?
I mean, if I see the knife in your hand, you're running at me, I'm shooting you.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. But that is our procedure right now.
Right.
If you have a knife in hand, a pipe wrench in hand, if you have something in your hand, you're running at me. If you have something like in your hand and I'm holding a gun and you're running right at me, you bet your ass there's no hesitation. But if you have nothing in your hand, you're running at me, I'm probably going to tackle you first.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
What if I'm doing one of these? I don't know how I can do this without knocking you out, actually.
What are you about to do? Or what? What are you doing? Okay. So what you're going at is...
You see what I'm saying?
So what you're describing is...
Look, to me, that seems that you see what I'm saying? They are gonna do this shit.
If they're reaching for something, tell them to stop reaching. If they keep reaching, I mean,
I'll tell you, I do this shit.
Yeah.
I literally go into senior bun. This is me in senior buns every single time. I pull it, give him one of these, and I'm hey, every son of a bitch around here, I am ready to go. If you pull out a damn knife and you walk towards me, I will shoot you. And I let them know. If I tell you to put
Do
the
you
knife
have
away,
the gun like ready to go right now?
Oh, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to kill somebody.
How do you feel when you're reaching for your holster?
Oh, I feel damn good.
Well, what do you feel for when you're reaching for your holster?
One. First, I go. It's the number one thing I think about.
How do I say what? Roman, I don't know how to ask this question.
Okay.
I want to just put my hand on my holster.
Oh. Well, why don't you just ease your hand onto a holster?
Bro, what's
Why
the
don't you
fucking what is the emote? I'm giving up.
Dude, it's E space holster. Yeah, it's E space holster.
Oh.
No, not.
Hey, it probably helps if I spell it right. Hey. All right.
All right. Shit. Okay.
That's my -1 for the day. Damn. I mean, I guess you're a little. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. That's kind of hard to see.
Yeah, I know. You know who told me to keep their hand on their holster?
Who?
It was Turner. Turner said, "Hey, you put your hand on your holster and you say, hey, put the knife down." Because I told him, I said, if somebody's standing right here, and I don't have my gun out, and he has his knife out, if somebody's standing there like this, right? Someone's standing here just like this, and I don't have my gun out already, then the second he does this, it's over.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So,
well, here's where articulation comes in, right? Let's for a minute I'm not gonna have my gun in my hand, but I'm gonna have it I'm gonna be ready to grab it, right? Ready on a quick draw. If I'm on a scene, pretend my taser's a gun for a minute. If I'm on a scene and I see you walking around like that, I'm gonna tell you, hey, stop reaching, stop reaching, stop reaching. By the third time, if you're not done reaching, and it's a scene where, we're talking about crazy shit going on, yeah, I'm pulling the trigger.
yeah.
And afterwards, if someone asks me why I shot, I'm on a scene where, for example, shots fired occurred where, we have a gun outstanding right now. Someone comes up to me reaching for something. I've told them 3 times to stop reaching. I'm not waiting for them to pull out whatever they're getting ready to pull out. I've told them to show me their hands. You can articulate in that situation, in my opinion, that they attempted to reach. I don't see a problem with that. Yeah, no, if someone's walking around like that, I would absolutely, especially if you tell them to clear the scene, stop reaching, and they're approaching you like that, abso-fucking-lutely.
Right.
I'm kind of curious though now. Hold on. I'm gonna put this away. I'm gonna put my gun away.
Yeah, you gotta pull your gun out, and then you gotta put your hand on your.
Well, I'm curious to know. Yeah. A little more obvious, but
yeah, I'm telling you, there's some shit people can do.
Well, keep in mind the line for shit people do though. Make sure
But
you're smart. If people are gonna be, for lack of a better term, silly.
Right.
If they're gonna fuck around like that, they're gonna find out other ways.
Right. No, exactly. But I'll tell you what. You know damn well that the standards are. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's one of them things where it's like the threshold for that is way the hell lower for us than it is for them. Because you're a police officer, you got 100 eyes on you, in every scenario.
Sure. I mean, we have to lead by example. But that's the problem, though, is if we have 100 eyes on us because, we're in uniform, we all need to be consistent across the board.
Right.
So even right now, if we don't agree with something, for example, the situation that happened, Turner stated, and I mean, honestly, for based on our SOP, he's correct that we would tackle in that situation, even though the situation's already escalated. We need to
because it's escalated back down at that point because he doesn't have a weapon in hand. However, if you reach, I mean, knowing
Was this person reaching when they ran at you?
no, they weren't. That's why I
Okay.
didn't shoot.
Okay.
Because I looked at their hands and I couldn't see a weapon. But there is a world where I don't see a weapon. I just can't tell because it's dark out. And then they have a knife and they just stab me.
Well, yeah, but if you go to court, just devil's advocate, you go to court, you know, and you know, you have to sit in front of a judge and say, I shot him. Okay, did he have a weapon in hand? No, he did not. Right? And they ask you for that yes or no. That's gonna look, you know, you get what I mean? If there's more to the story, like, oh, no, he didn't have a weapon in hand. However, he reached. That's a different situation.
It's like I thought he did.
I mean, listen, there are times.
You see what I'm saying? You say I believe he did. I mean, in good faith.
Yeah.
The thing is, not everybody acts in good faith. Right? There's a reason why we're officers.
Sure.
Because that's part of our job is we're supposed to act in good faith. That's part of our character.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's part of a moral compass. So, yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I I'm also not really coming from a place of this whole thing. It doesn't come from a place of me being what's the word? It's not upset. It doesn't. I mean, obviously, because that's obvious, right? It doesn't come from a place of being upset. It's I'm just trying to make sure, you know, speaking to that good faith, that if I'm doing the things I need to do to protect myself in good faith, that it stays in good faith, knowing what I've seen other people do so far, right?
Are you talking about not one fucking bit, but I believe that you have good intentions in what you just said, whatever it was.
Right.
So, are you saying that as long as you're in good faith, even if someone else isn't, you want to make sure that you're in good faith? And you're referring to what, the PD, like other officers, or do you mean just to the public?
Yeah, I'd say just in general how things work. You see what I'm saying?
Sure.
Because the thing is, if somebody pulls some bullshit on me, there ain't gonna be nobody bitching moaning about it. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody's gonna cry. You know, I'm a police officer. I'm the bad guy. Oh, I ruined all the fun. You see what I'm saying?
I mean, sure.
So,
I mean, listen, sometimes, you know, to tell people, you know, it's just shut the hell up. I mean, I know we got to stay professional, but if I shoot you and, you know, there's a level of just focusing on what we need to focus in the moment. You know, things get heated at times. You know, some people get arrested, you know, they get vocal on scenes. Sometimes the best thing we can do is if they're going to jail, don't entertain it. Let them get down to the cells. When you get down to the cells, at that point, then once they've had a minute to breathe and process everything, that's the opportunity when we can keep, you know, professional and just say, all right, talk to me. What's going on? What happened on scene? I have your charges. Talk to me. Right? There's a time and place. What I try and do on scenes, and what I've always done as an officer, is I will do the job, get it done. Once it is efficient, I have shot people who have, you know, grabbed their leg, told me that they're bleeding because they were shot, and have cursed me out from the time they got in the back of the ambulance to the time they got to the hospital to the time they got into my cruiser to the time we got them downstairs. As long as they have an opportunity to breathe, get them in a cell, you walk away, you get their charges, give them 5 to breathe, come back, and then look at them and say, all right, you've had your time, I've had my time. Let's talk. What do you not agree with? And at that point, the discussion's open. I think what's important is that we're quick on our feet to make sure we make the right call in the moment. And even if somebody disagrees with the call, not police officers, the other civilians, as long as you're following SOP and protocol, you don't have to explain to them your SOPs. But as long as they understand why you did something and you can explain personally your justification for why you did something, then that's all you need to do. If at some point you pull every string to diffuse the situation and they're still just angry as fuck with you, hey,
yeah,
you got 30 days to appeal the charge. See you in court. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I certainly think that, yeah, I think that's the case. So,
To move past this real quick.
Uh,
Real quick.
let's talk about things that matter. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
true.
the Little Texas Rangers.
Yes, of course. Literally the only thing that matters.
Okay. So here's
SOPs, who gives a shit? Little Texas
Right.
Rangers.
I have a whole damn master plan. I have a whole damn master plan here about.
Are you the only one with the plan right now?
I'm the only one with a plan. So it's
would
more
you,
of
would
like
you
a.
say that you're like,
I would call it a peasant plan.
Would you call it? Would you say that you're the master chief of the Little Texas Rangers right now?
Probably.
Okay, go ahead.
So it's one of them things where I believe I have my own vision for policing in this city. It just as a whole. But I don't know if my vision for policing in this city, regardless of voting and what happens with the sheriff's office, and if I win the election and all that, regardless of any of that, I don't know if my vision, because at the end of the day, like you need to, your vision, just because you want something to happen doesn't mean it's going to happen, you know. And my the vision of how I see how police work should be done in this city, I don't know if that is the way that everybody wants to be done. So that's kind of where I'm at, because I have this idea, but about like the different departments and how things are going to work, and you have. I mean, it just doesn't matter if they're like, well, we don't want to do that. It's like, okay, well, shit. All right.
Well, I will say, don't count yourself out. I'm just going to cut you off real quick. Don't ever count yourself out, because I'm going to tell you now, we are built. The actual act of our police work has stayed organically the same for the most part from the last 5 years, but our process is a little different, and we're still built on a new foundation. So things are going to change. Things are absolutely. What are you doing? Why are you grabbing your, what are you? Okay.
No, my hands got cold, so I put them in my pants.
Why?
My hands are cold. It's dark out.
You got pockets.
Yeah, but it's different.
What's different? You're fucking.
My leg. No, my legs.
What about your legs are covered?
Yeah, by my pants. But you have your body heat from your legs coming.
Your
up
pockets are also covered by your pants.
It ain't the same.
Go ahead.
Wait a second. Hold on. Oh my lord. Flop. This is.
Corwood, as soon as you said, wait a minute, I knew where this was going. Don't do it. Please don't do it.
Can you see it?
I'm not looking below your waistband, respectfully.
No, just take a look right quick.
I'm married.
I know, I know. Just it's my gun. Can you see it?
Hold on, don't move. Let me check. Ah, don't see shit.
Okay, well, all right. Yeah, that's bad. That is, if somebody pulls this bullshit, it's a wrap. I mean, I'll tell you.
I'll tell you what. The problem.
God's gonna take care of that son of a bitch real fast.
I was gonna say, don't worry. The liberty and the pursuit of happiness will follow him for the rest of his life.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So this is. I'm just gonna give you my top to bottom kind of idea that I have.
Yeah, talk to me. Because I have a vision too, and I feel like you and I maybe follow, surprisingly, unironically, a very similar vision.
Okay, so I think that just from hearing the stories of what happened in the past, I think that people don't want. I think that it just sounds like the state and just other people around here probably don't want like damn 10 police departments. Okay.
It gets to be a lot.
Yeah, whenever I was around, we had 4, which I think seemed fine.
Just to clarify, are you talking departments or are you talking certificate? Because when the PD was toward its endpoint, I
heard it was like a billion. It was stupid.
Well, we had 4 departments. So we had LSPD, PBSO, Rangers, SDSO.
Uh-huh.
I think that was it. I think that was it. But what happened was we had sub departments, and everybody was in a sub department. So like SCU, boat unit, Air One, but we had a BTF. We had like all these.
Well, those were all certs, right?
Yeah, but we like opened up the door to just. Some people were just Thanos gloving fucking certs, and it was crazy.
Okay. Yeah, see, I wasn't around for all that, so I don't know. I don't know what it snowballed into, but from what it sounds like,
We used to always announce your promotions at meetings. Actually, funny enough.
yeah.
Yeah, like I'd say like 4 months before the government collapsed, we would like start off the meetings by congratulating Cornwood on his promotion. It was a very common thing we did, actually.
Yeah.
Anyway, what were you saying?
You know how
What's
many
up?
times I promoted Lenny Hawk? Did you ever meet Lenny Hawk?
Lenny Hawk was before my time.
Damn.
I knew you when I was in EMS, and we had very few run-ins. I did not ever get if I met Lenny Hawk, it was brief,
Right.
but and in passing.
Yeah. I'll tell you, some of these sons of bitches, Lenny Hawk, Kale Soze, I mean, I can go down the list. I mean, it's so many damn people, right? But it's crazy as shit because I think I typically look at things pretty fair. And I think whenever I was around the first time, I mean, I look, I know it's, Cornwood's here, Cornwood's, he's going to lay down the law and all this shit. But I say I was like fairly reasonable, right?
You're probably one of the most reasonable officers, reasonable deputies, reasonable sheriffs that we have in the PD. All jokes aside, whenever you come to me with a conversation or I come to you with a conversation, I feel like our conversation ends productively.
Right.
I'm not saying that I don't get that with anyone else, but for whatever reason, I feel like there's just a level of clicking that happens where you have a problem, I hear your problem, and I feel like we can
hash it out.
Yeah, we can come up with a solution and be reasonable about it. So I would definitely not count yourself out. Forget the image that people may have on you. If someone has spoken to you, I think they would know that.
Yeah, I think because it seems to me like I went from being the
Gotcha, Nikita.
perceived as one of the reasonable ones to now people think I'm actually trying to give everybody the nines. Now, here, Flop, I swear to God, if you tell anybody that I'm not trying to give everybody the nines, I will shoot you. Okay?
What the fuck?
Yeah, in the leg. So you'll be fine.
I'm your superior.
I know, but you tell everybody that Cornwood's going to give everybody the nines. Okay? I don't want them to think I'm I'm not softwood. Okay? I'm hardwood. Okay? But between
Are you
you
like
and
an
me,
oak, or like a?
Yeah, I'm like oak. I ain't no damn cedar. Okay?
But if you're Spanish cedar, if you're a Spanish cedar, I would give you cigars and have you put them in your pocket. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, regardless, at the end of the day, my point is, okay. My point is, I hope people understand the actions speak louder than words.
Yeah.
And but anyway, regardless, it's getting late, so I want to work through this real quick.
Yeah, I was gonna say Little Texas Rangers.
2 departments that work in tandem: the LSPD and the LASO. I mean, that's what I think. I think LSPD, LASO, and within those 2 departments,
What would LASO stand for?
That's the Little Alamo Sheriff's Office.
Okay.
So you got the liberal Snowflake Police Department, and then the Los Angeles Los Angeles. I'm getting too damn tired.
Jesus Christ.
The Little Alamo Sheriff's Office.
I'm shocked you're awake today. I expect to get on duty and not see you around.
I'm sorry. I said liberal and Los Angeles followed. Okay, I'm telling you, these sons of bitches. All right. Okay, I got
coastal states. I'm telling you.
I'm telling you, I'm getting worked up. All right. So shit. the liberal Snowflake Police Department, the Little Alamo Sheriff's Office, and then within them two police departments that work in tandem, you would have what was the equivalent of the state troopers as a part of the LSPD, and what was the equivalent of the park rangers as part of the sheriff's office. So instead of 4 departments, this was back whenever I was put into command. Instead of 4 departments, you'd have 2 departments, and then you'd basically be merging the 2 departments. Because we didn't. I don't know what happened after I was gone. We didn't have that many park rangers. We had a few.
There were only a couple. When
and we only had a few troopers.
Was Tessa game warden? Do you remember? Or was it still Ziggy Bugs? Do you even know?
I thought it was Ziggy.
Okay.
So maybe it was Ziggy. Whenever I believe it was Ziggy then, and then maybe Tessa became warden after.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what because there were so few troopers and so few rangers. I'm like, you might as well make that a cert, and then pair that in with the department that kind of matches, but
we had a weird thing. Yeah, I'm not gonna take up too much time on this, but when I was a sergeant in the Rangers, we actually did a mass hiring. I mean, I'm talking like we brought in almost between 20 and 30 people.
Oh shit! Okay.
We were still barely able to keep 2 Rangers around a shift.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what it was for us. You would only have, I mean, it was basically that. I mean, if you had 2 Rangers on, you were lucky.
Yeah, it wasn't anyone's fault for that. It was just, it just kind of happened, and it was like, okay, like, it is what it is. But I felt bad because we did a mass hiring, and I would have people from different shifts saying, hey, Flop, like, it would be nice to have another Ranger around. I'm like, you have like 7. What? Yeah. So it was a thing, but go ahead.
Same thing with the troopers. Well, our troopers were. I don't know what happened with the troopers later on. I don't know if it was the same way, but if you were a state trooper,
that meant something.
Yeah, I mean, a state trooper was. I mean,
thanks guys for all the follows.
The way I want state troopers to be treated. Sorry, I want Texas Rangers to be treated the same way that being a state trooper was treated. And I think whatever the equivalent of, I mean, it might even be called a trooper still, but like a troop, I don't know what you'd call it, trooper cert or something. I don't know what you'd call it, but I think those 2 being certified to have either of those 2 distinctions as a Texas Ranger, little Texas Ranger, or as a state trooper, I think that's like. I mean, to me, that's it. You're technically not in command, but that is a command equivalent level of respect that you would have to give somebody.
Yeah, when I was a Ranger, everybody was like, "Oh my God, Flop." I'm like, oh, "Yo, chill. I'm just a dude." But I realized people just had the state sort of. I don't want to say glorified, but you were respected for being in that position. There was a reason you were in that position.
Right.
And to be honest with you, I wouldn't actually be against this. I mean, if you saw my report yesterday about the wildlife stuff, right?
Yeah.
So my vision with that was, do I want the Rangers back? Abso-fucking-lutely. I'd love to have the entire department back, but we're in a new timeline. It's been many years, and I'm not gonna want to dig up the past. I would want something new moving forward. And I figured, in my capacity and who I am as a person, I mean, people know me, but I'm not exactly going out here starting new departments. So my vision was, if I create a cert or some kind of a separate certification that I could get people to be trained in and to bring them in, then, hey, that'd be great. It would be interesting if you did the LASO, if I could like turn around and state, you have to be in the LASO to qualify for the wildlife conservation cert, and essentially work through it that way. This way, you're not creating a whole separate new department, but similarly to like how the detectives operated. I wanted
right, exactly.
That's how I want I wanted wildlife conservation to work, because I think that would make more sense than having an entire department dedicated only on the north. If the LASO was only dedicated to the north or primarily, then hey, wildlife conservation would fall in line with that. And I think that would be a cool segue for, that side of stuff.
Yeah. No, I mean you're that's exactly it, because it's hard as shit to open up new departments to begin with.
Hmm.
There's a world where we don't have state troopers, we don't have rangers, we don't have anything else if we want to keep opening up departments for 2 years. I mean, I just well, I say 2 years. I meant between 1 to 2 years. There's a world where if we want to open up a bunch of separate departments, that's what happens, and it's just absurd, right?
Yeah.
So I think treating it as a is that me or you?
Do you hear my phone going off?
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
man.
you got the siren shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a nap. This guy's been trying
Yeah.
to call me. I keep telling him I'm in a meeting, and he keeps getting mad.
Yeah.
He'll get over it.
Yeah, like if there's some kind of cert, and because you would basically have state troopers and rangers are like, you know, they're the same. They're like in the chain of command. They're equivalent positions. One's on the LSPD side of things. One's on the LASO side of things, and then I mean, hell, I like that. So, state troopers and rangers. You could call it. Maybe that's. We could call it.
I mean,
Like,
I wouldn't see a problem if you were in the LASO. Hey, how you doing? I'm Flop Dugong with the LASO Wildlife Conservation Department. Can I get your license registration? You would
Yeah.
be able to essentially, if you're in the program, you would be able to use that as your title.
Yeah, yeah. I think that'd be totally acceptable. You know, I mean, it'd be just like saying, you know, I'm a senior officer. I think that's totally fine.
Hmm.
Yeah. Hell, if they wanted to introduce themselves, I'm a Texas Ranger. I think that's totally, if I'm state, I think that's totally fine. But again, I have to find out exactly how, because I mean, this is just my own personal idea, and I don't know how everybody else feels about it and how it would work. I think this is a very good way of doing things that keeps things not convoluted and very, I guess, straightforward. Like, it makes sense the way that I think is done this way. So, hey, and you know what? Because of state trooper and ranger, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they'd be they're state trooper and ranger star. So the stars.
What is this, Resident Evil?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I don't know. I'm just trying to think. I'm just trying to think of more shit that would be good. Star cert. No, because I think it's nice calling it the wildlife conservation. And they are separate. Being a state trooper and being a, because if let's say you change departments,
Mhm.
if you are let's say you're a state trooper. I think if you are a state trooper, then and you want to change departments to being in the LASO, then I think you'd have to basically earn the wildlife conservation cert to be a Texas Ranger. You wouldn't transfer laterally.
Well, yeah, I'm kind of just speaking out of my ass, sort of just the way some ideas. It would make more sense to work it laterally. Sort of like how, I mean, listen, this is the reality, and this is the way that we did it before. So when I was a sergeant and people would come to me and say, hey, Flop, I have real interest in the Rangers. We had a couple different little programs that we would allow civilians and officers work for, and we would tell people, you want to do the job? That's great. Go into the hills and start learning it. Because we wanted people who actually wanted to show the dedication. If Joe Schmo, who's never once worked a day in his life up anywhere north of, the fucking the city limit, telling me that he wanted to be a ranger, hey, that's great, boss. No, because you haven't shown any dedication or devotion. So what I've told
Yeah.
Maple and I've told the other, previous rangers and anyone who's interested in maybe helping out with stuff like this, I'm just telling everybody, hey, we have legislation now. Feel free to go into the hills, read the legislation, get used to it, go up to the hills, go find shots fired of people hunting, and just go talk to them. Right now, you don't even need to like instill fear. Just show a damn presence up in the mountains where people are hunting. If you show a presence and people are aware that the police are out and about, that is a immediate sign start of, hey, people don't have, the creative freedom to just be as illegal as they want up north. So we're at least getting units up there to check things out, work things out. Now we have an officer presence. Now we can work on saying, okay, hey, we have a lot of people that come up here. We work through this. We have legislation. In the time of officers going up, we create new legislation because usually that's the way that things are going to work. When you have anything new, people are going to find loopholes. You patch up loopholes.
Yeah, and then you patch up the loopholes. Yeah.
Yeah, and then eventually, you create, an environment of people who want to do the same thing and have a similarity. Henceforth, introduce the Rangers. So the way that I see it is right now, as long as we can get a presence up north, it's a start in the right direction. It's not confirmed.
Yeah.
It's not like, hey, definite, things are going to be on the way soon. But if we can show that there's a need for things and we have people up working on the wildlife side of things, that is a start in the right direction. And when we eventually get what's the position for PD? The spokesperson or whatever that's going to work with the
PD liaison.
The liaison. Whenever we get our liaison to go, hey, we got like a dozen officers that make trips up north and we have CVPIs that are dog shit. We are having a hard time working on getting to places where everybody else seems to be able to get. I'd like to propose potentially getting a vehicle or two in order to fulfill the duties that are to be had up in the mountains. Now we're working on introducing vehicles for the cert and eventually grow and build the certification. I think the certification is going to come before the LASO, but I think that it should tie into the LASO if/when that becomes and grows to fruition. If you think that would make sense and be fair.
Yeah.
Be honest, how much of that did you retain?
No, I see what you're saying. It's the same exact. It's the opposite end of the spectrum of exactly what needs to happen with the damn city.
Mm-hmm.
And as people move up north, it justifies the presence. Once you get the presence, then it's okay. You see how things play out, and then legislation gets built out more and more. And then it's like, okay, I mean, we have a very clear reason as to why we need this.
Definitely.
Yeah. No, I 100% see what you're saying.
If I can help out in any way with your vision on the LASO, let me know. Because I honestly, listen, I'm not a city cop. It never was, never will be. Yeah, we primarily work in the city right now, but to say spread my wings is cliche as fuck. I enjoy working the north. It's a lot more individualized. I feel like I can have a lot more individualized conversations with people. I like the environment, Sandy and North, a lot better than I do in the city, and I'd like to work toward that. However, I know you're probably fucking cooked right now, though. At some point when it's not, 4 or 3 o'clock in the morning, we'll actually have a proper conversation about sort of like writing down your vision, because I think we should get a report going and just kind of write down sort of your whole vision for it. Because if you get it on paper, you can build on it.
Yeah, no, 100%. Because basically the conversation I had with Max was it was Max Thoroughbred.
Okay.
So the conversation that I had with him today was mostly along the lines of what the city needs to do. Like from my perspective, it seemed, honestly, I don't know if he was blowing smoke up my ass or what, but it seemed to be like he was very on board with the vision overall of the way I see the city building out. And he asked me to now, this is the thing. I think if we have a PD liaison position that is their role to go to the meetings and speak in the meetings, we have them do that and let them do their job. But he asked me earlier today.
With who, the mayor?
Yeah, with the mayor.
Okay.
Because the liaison has to go to city council meetings.
Okay, yeah.
So, but he told me that he would want me to regardless of whether or not I'm on the council, he'd want me to come sit in on the meetings. Which, I mean, that's an additional commitment. I don't know when the meetings are going to be and whatnot. And I probably won't have a whole lot to say during those meetings, right? Especially if we have a liaison.
You're worried about the availability of those meetings? Brother, you're on duty like 18 hours a day. I think you'll make the availability.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, as far as, it's like a whole thing, right? It's one more meeting, right? So
That's
it's like,
fair.
what, is it going to be right after tsunami? Is it, you know what I mean?
They'll probably do it in, if I had to guess, it'll probably be, I guess, maybe 12 hours from now, if I had to guess, when they would normally do it. A time that's more centralized for everybody.
Yeah, actually, you're right. I didn't think about it. Yeah, they'd probably do it either right before the tsunami or... Yeah, I don't know. Because
they would do it at a more centralized time for... Yeah.
So, okay. Yeah. But I think he's on board, and I think he gets my... I think I verbalized how I felt about how things are now versus how they used to be, and I believe that he understood what I was trying to say about like now I'll be honest with you. I mean, we're finally starting to get some people in, so I feel a little bit less concerned about the lack of people coming in. Like,
no, definitely.
Which is good. I still think there's a hell of a lot of good officers that are trying to get jobs, and it is what it is, I guess. But the thing is if we have another department, or we know that another department's going to be needed soon, then hiring is gonna speed up.
No,
did
definitely.
Ziggy this son of a bitch, I swear, if I find out Ziggy did crime, I'm going to be so damn mad at him.
What do you mean?
Let's see, Ziggy Bugs.
That's my husband. He better not have.
He is a failure to obey traffic control devicer.
Mm-hmm. Listen, I've already called Ziggy. I mean, like I said, I'm married to the asshole, but I told him flat out. I was like, hey, I'm working at building up something here, and I would love to see you back. And he pretty much told me that he feels like his time in PD, his as he put it, ship has sailed.
I mean, does it feel like the ship has sailed, or does he feel like he got off the ship?
I tried telling him that his ship hasn't sailed, and I mean, he's had his interest in for a while and hasn't gotten a response. He said he's taken that as his hint. I think he really feels like his ship has sailed, and I mean, to be honest with you, I can't tell him to not come back to the PD. I have told him, I guarantee you there's always an open spot, but he feels otherwise, so.
Yeah, I mean, shit, Ziggy would be one of those that, on the spot, I personally, I'd hire him. But I don't know when that would be it. You know what I mean? Or if ever. I really have no idea. I don't know who people would I mean, because if there's a sheriff's if the sheriff's office opens up and there's a voting for it, then I mean, I really don't know how people feel. I don't know if people want me to vote for me to be the sheriff, or...
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though.
What's up?
Ruth has talked about wanting to be up north, and she has called the sheriff's office her office multiple times.
Are you supposedly. For real?
Yeah.
What are you saying?
I mean, there might be a world where Ruth ends up wanting to open up the sheriff's office.
What does that mean for the Little Texas Rangers?
I don't know.
Jesus. I mean, she's already told. I mean, you've told me before that she's like claimed her office up there.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that's a. So. Oh man, I don't know. I mean, listen, that would. I don't think that would put a wrench in any of the intentions that we're talking about.
You know what though?
Mm.
You want to talk about a damn storyline?
Sure.
If I end up winning sheriff, and she ends up being in command at the sheriff's office,
What'd you
I'm telling
say?
you, if she ends up being in command at the sheriff's office, because I'll be honest with you, I mean, she would probably be in command if she wants to be if she wants to be a part of the LASO, and I'm the damn sheriff, she'd be in command. Absolutely. I mean, she she has her intentions and whatnot, but I mean, as far as earning her position as a captain, I mean, I do believe she's worthy of being a captain. Absolutely. But you know what?
Mm.
That would be one hell of an interesting timeline.
That would be an interesting one. That would be
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
That would be a turn of events.
Yeah,
The
real
turn of the century, as they say.
Yeah.
God. I mean, shit. Listen, I got no problem spearheading this wildlife conservation thing. I definitely want to run this. I wanna do something with it. So.
Yeah.
And if you have interest in it as well, I mean, I have no problem working in conjunction. I mean, obviously, most of, if not all of the ex-Rangers have already expressed their immense interest in helping out with this. I think we already have a decent PD backing to get people up north. So.
Yeah, I think I think if I'm trying to, I mean, I'm saying I'm saying all the right things, right? With, oh, we need the sheriff's office, XYZ, whatever. But I need to, if even if you're the one kind of spearheading the whole, basically the wildlife conservation and trying to get it going for the Rangers. I mean, I still, if that's a part of the sheriff's office, like I need to be, I believe that it's only right for me to have a full and proper understanding of everything that you want to do with it.
Oh,
Like
100%.
firsthand. Yeah, because I don't think it's right to be like, okay, yeah, we're gonna do all this shit and then just sit on my ass and not actually go and do the legwork for it.
Yeah, no, I mean, Cornwood, I'm gonna keep it blunt. If there's anybody in this entire PD I would like to, respectfully work hand in hand with on this stuff, you've already expressed your vision on the LASO, and I think from the opposite spectrum, I'm there from the cert side. I'm already doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So I really don't see an issue why we couldn't try and spearhead this on both ends. I mean, granted, I think the cert will come again before the department, but I think if we can at least work up one side or work up both sides and try and work them into each other, I mean, hey, shit. I'm not ruling out the idea of the LASO being a full-on possibility.
Yeah.
It is very much in the picture down the road.
Yeah. Yeah, we just have to see if we can get as many people on board as possible, because I feel like if there's one thing that I have noticed, and I don't know what it is, maybe it's just the way that I look. I have no idea.
You look great, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But it's whenever I have a plan to make something work a certain way and I'm in a position to get that plan going, I seem to be able to find people who can help me make it happen. So if I can get into a position, if I can get into the position to do that, I think that I will be able to get us where we want to be in a way that's healthy for not just everybody in this building, but everybody around this building too.
No, definitely. I think you have a good outlook. I really do, and I'm not just saying that. And like I said, I know some people again may have like, you know, their first impression of you, right, based on what they know. If they actually talked with you, I genuinely, I mean, Cornwood, I'm not sugarcoating this. I really think you're like one of the most reasonable people to have like a proper conversation with, which is why I keep coming to you about this.
Well, hell, I appreciate that, Flop.
Yeah.
And you as well.
Oh, stop. I just have listen, one day, Cornwood, you're going to make a great little Texas Ranger.
Well, I appreciate that, Flop. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. What are you grabbing?
My vest was getting kind of tight.
From what?
Standing.
Go get some sleep. You are. It's past your bedtime, Cornwood.
Yeah, hell it is.
Yeah. You go get some sleep. I'm gonna go patrol for a little bit. Probably. I don't know what I'm doing.
All right.
You know, fuck
hey,
it.
Sounds good.
I'm going up north.
Hey, I don't blame you.
Yeah. Have a good night, Cornwood.
All righty, you too.
It's amazing how much Flop and Cornwood actually have in common. Give me a second. I gotta restart my game. I gotta fix the audio bug. Forgive me. Yeah, no, I think Flop and Cornwood have a lot in common. I think if anybody's gonna get it done, I mean, I mean this. I really, I mean, it sucks because I really wanted to try and get Ziggy on board, but you know, Ziggy's got his own shit going on. I mean, this is the reality. He's having his fun. He's doing his thing. I'm doing my thing, and I'm having my fun. We're on two sides of the server, and I mean, you know, they still have their relations, but I think Ziggy and Flop are just gonna be on two sides, and that's fine. You know. People got, I think, a little comfortable with the idea of Flop and Ziggy being hand in hand in the same job, but reality is, I think now they're in a position where, you know, it is what it is. But I definitely think I want to spearhead the cert. Yo, Vile, what's going on? Thank you so much for the 24 months, the 2 fucking years. You're crazy. Thank you. Can we get a bunch of hearts in chat, please? For Vile. Thank you. It's weird. Everyone I've talked to about the ranger stuff, though, or I've talked to about doing the wildlife conservation stuff, the one person without fail who always kind of comes through to kind of, I think, take the same perspective, unironically, is Cornwood, who, to be honest, I wouldn't have expected at one point. But what's up, Dank? How are you? Vile, thank you again for the 2 years. That's insane. The support is absolutely immaculate, and I can't thank you enough for being here for as long as you've been. More possible anxious way? Yeah, I mean, but you know, I don't know. How do I say this? I think just people need to understand that roleplay is going to be roleplay, and people are going to find new avenues. If Ziggy's having fun doing something, I think just people need to be happy that Ziggy's doing something that he's enjoying, right? I've seen a lot of people mention, oh man, I wish Ziggy would just come back, and you know, right? But here's the reality is, I mean, you know, Ziggy will find his time and he'll find his avenue. He'll have other characters if he wants to, but for Ziggy Bugs, he just wants to do his thing. And I think that's great. And I mean, I think based on Flop's history, it makes sense for a Flop to be where he is at right now. And I think most people would agree with that. You know what I mean? What's up, Brad? How you doing? Thank you for the 100 bits. So I don't know. I will say though, in terms of like who's gonna kind of pick up the pieces from Tessa and Ziggy, I do think it would be flop, and honestly, I'm kind of excited about it because I really want to. This is like what I want to focus on and do and make a like a reality. Put simply,